Hello there, Leo. Thank you so much for stopping by to check out your weekly tarot video forecast. This video forecast is for the week of August 12th through the 18th, so it will be starting Monday and running through Sunday. I have already cleared your cards. I'm just putting the last shuffle on. I want to make the final announcements. Those of you who know me know that I also do live readings, and I do 1 or 2 question readings in case something comes up in one of these, or in case you just have something meaty that you really want to dig into and find out some information and some clarity about. I do offer those, and those you can find all my contact information on my website, which is www.amista.info. And of course, that is in the description box below. If you have questions about readings or you want to schedule one, if you're in the US, the best way to get a hold of me is by phone or by text. And if you're outside the US, then you want to use Skype, and that'll be the best way to get a hold of me for that. So Leos, let's put down some cards. Let's take a look at your week. Okay, first of all, Monday, what we have coming up, Leos. We have the Hawk. By the way, this is my Wildwood Tarot for those of you who are interested in. Let's see if I can get this to focus a little better on the card. So anyway, what we have showing up for you is the Hawk. To me, this talks about that you are making a decision on Monday. You are clearing through the BS has been previously. I think on Monday you're going to have full clarity, and that is going to make it a lot easier for you to make your decision going forward. For some of you, I feel like you will have to dig to get this clarity. For some of you, it may be like pulling teeth from a person to get them to actually tell you the truth about this situation. But definitely you want to make sure that you're looking on all the fine print if you're deciding on something on Monday. Make sure that you are, make sure that you're seeing where somebody might be trying to pull something a little hinky, that you're paying attention to that and not just sweeping it under the rug, or, just thinking that it's not that big of a deal. Make sure that you know what you're deciding on when you make any decisions on Monday, okay? Because I do see you really cutting through the crud to make that decision. Now, on Tuesday, you guys have the Ten of Arrows showing up. And when I see the Ten of Arrows, this is just telling me that you are learning something new. This may be that you have a mentor in your life, just like this young man has a mentor showing him how to shoot the arrows. But it doesn't have to be from a mentor. You could just be learning something new from the universe, one of those life lessons type things. Or you could actually be taking classes. You could have a mentor. You could have someone showing you stuff. But there's something here about learning something new. Maybe you're going through orientation at a job. So there's a lot of different ways that can manifest. I'm just trying to give you some examples. So anyway, learning something new on Tuesday for you Leos. On Wednesday, you have the Bear showing up for me in reverse on Wednesday, Leos. And this is telling me that you're really confused about a decision that you feel like you need to make. I think you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to make this decision before you actually have to. But there is a decision that is making you feel really confused on Wednesday. That decision, Leos, has to do with keeping things status quo, the way they have been. Like those old tennis shoes can get really comfortable even though they're falling apart. Same thing with situations in life, relationships, work situations, projects, hobbies, whatever. Keeping things status quo is comfortable because that's what you've gotten used to. All right, and then the other option that you have is to go out and do something completely different that you've never done before. You don't really even know for sure exactly how to do. You're going to be learning basically by the seat of your pants, but you're going to be creating something totally new and with the potential for absolute wonderfulness. Okay, and so your decision is, do I stay comfortable, or do I go out and put in the energy and the effort and the learning that it takes to go out and create this whole new thing that I don't have any experience with right now. So there's a lot of confusion around that decision for you on Wednesday. I have to say, because I am a reader, and that's what I do, this type of confusion is where readers come in really handy, because you can call us, get a reading, and say, okay, what happens if I go this direction? And what happens if I go that direction? So if you're thinking about staying in what's old and status quo and comfortable, you might be thinking about staying because you're thinking, well, maybe things will get better. Maybe this other person will have a realization and things will get better, or whatever you're thinking, maybe things will get better. And going out into the new, you may be thinking, I don't know if things are going to get better, so should I take this risk? What happens if I take this risk? So those are the perfect things to bring to a reading, because I can sit there and I can look at, okay, if you stay status quo, this is where this path leads you over the next year or however long you want to look at it for. But if you go out and you create this thing, this is where this path leads you. So you can make a little bit more of an educated decision. Those are the perfect types of things to bring to a reader. So, little advertising information blurb there. Let's move on. Thursday. Okay, so Leos, for Thursday, you have the hair showing up. Now this is telling me that on Thursday you're going to be doing a lot of work, putting in a lot of energy and effort. However, you're not going to be seeking attention for that work or that energy and effort. For some of you, you may be, I get the sense that some of you may be doing energy and effort to fix something. And I don't know that you necessarily broke it. You might have broke whatever this is that's fixed. And I don't necessarily mean like literally broke or fixed. You know, this could be an emotional thing too. But you're putting in a lot of effort to fix something. And for some of you, yeah, you will have been the one that threw this off course or who broke this, so to speak. But for others of you, I think you're trying to fix it for somebody else. And I get the very real sense in either case that as you're trying to fix this, there is a particular person that you don't want to know that this is being fixed. Okay? And that's why you're not trying to take any kind of credit for what you're doing for trying to fix this, because there's somebody that you just don't want to know that anything was broken to start with. So they can't know that you were working on fixing something. Okay? That's what I've got coming in for you guys for Thursday. Now Friday, you've got the Six of Stones. This card is technically labeled as exploitation. For me, I feel like, especially with the day it's falling on with it being Friday, I feel like your bills may be a little overwhelming, Leos. Like you may be feeling like, oh my gosh, why am I paying so much for this? Or, you know, why is so much coming out of my bank account just for everyday life? There's that sense of, I feel like you're seeing this as your bank account's going low enough that you're feeling deprived. All right, that's how that comes across to me. And I just want to put in a little note, just something to think about, Leos. All of us have different levels that we're used to living at financially. And so where one person might feel deprived, another person may feel like they have a lap of luxury if they have a certain amount left in their checking account, you know. So you want to be careful about letting yourself feel like you're deprived of material goods of any kind, whether it's finances or otherwise, because you want to always create more flow coming to you. And if you're focused on that there isn't enough, then you're creating the opposite of that. So try, if you catch yourself sort of going in that direction on Friday, Leos, try to swing that the other way. Try to swing that the other way. Try to look at how much you really have, and view those things as positive so that more can come to you. Okay? So next, let's look at Saturday. Here we have the salmon showing up in reverse. And Leos, for you guys, I think that this is a situation where you have been sacrificing your own self. You've been putting other people's needs before your needs. You know, and I'm not talking about your children here. That's totally appropriate with your children, but this is not talking about that. This is talking about putting other people's needs before yours, who should technically actually be responsible enough to take care of their own needs. And so what's going on here, though, is that when this card comes in reverse, you've decided enough of that, and you are putting your own needs on the front burner again. You're taking care of yourself instead of taking care of other people this time. You're taking care of yourself first, and you're not putting yourself on the back burner and leaving that for last, okay? Next, we're looking at Sunday for you, Leos. And what we have showing up for you is the Woodward. I'm trying to get away from that glare. Don't know if I can do that or not. But anyway, the Woodward is a card that talks about really looking at a situation and figuring out, okay, what was really happening in the situation? I think that there's a situation that you're looking at on Sunday, Leos, that you're really confused about what you think about this situation. With the Woodward, what's going on is you're looking at a situation that happened that did not turn out in a good way. And you're really trying to figure out what were the motivations of the people who were involved. So just because something didn't turn out well doesn't mean that people weren't trying to do something nice. Sometimes people are trying to do something nice, but things get off track and they don't know how to get them back on track. And then things just kind of get out of control at that point. And I think what's going on with you on Sunday is you have a situation around you where somebody did let something get completely out of control. And you're having to decide if you think that they did that intentionally and irresponsibly and rashly, or if you feel like they had good intentions, but they just didn't know how to get things back on track once they started to go off. So you're having to try to decide this Sunday. With the way this card came in upside down, I think you've got a lot of confusion about this decision. You're not really sure whether you believe this person had good intentions, and you're also not really sure if you believe they had bad intentions. You just really aren't sure which way this went, okay? So that's what that confusion is coming up about. Once again, another thing, if this is important enough, that's another thing to get a reading about, to find out what is the real deal, depending how important that thing is in your life that you're trying to figure out, you know, what people's motivations were. All right. So anyway, that is your week, Leos. Thank you so much for being here, hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, or if you feel like it was helpful to you, if you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. Also give a thumbs up if you haven't already. And then for those of you who think that this video could also help somebody else, and it has been a help to you, then go ahead and share this with somebody else, please. I'd like to get in front of as many people as possible. I feel like, you know, I want to make a huge impact on this planet before I leave it, and so getting in front of as many people as possible makes that much more likely. So I appreciate all your help on that. And then last but not least, of course, I do offer private readings. If any of this brought up questions and you really want to get to the meat of the answers for your particular case, then, you know, you can always book a private reading with me, and I'll be happy to dig into things deeper for you so that you know what the real deal is. You can find out information about how to reach me to schedule a reading at my website. That is in the description box below, but it's also www.amista.info. Please note, no.com. It's amista.info. All right? That's where you get the info on Amista. So, those of you who live in the United States, best way to reach me is call me or text me. Those of you who live overseas, then the best way to reach me is through Skype. I'm looking forward to reading for a bunch of you, and for the rest of you, I'll see you here at the next reading. Peace out.